right, so here he is, one of the best lightweights in the world, Dustin Poirier, putting that status on the line yet again here tonight. Great frame for this lightweight division. It's amazing to think he had as much success at featherweight as he did. Long arms, good footwork, nice submissions as well. This is truly a 5-2 approach. Yes, he's one of the best fighters in the lightweight division, and it shows every time he steps into the octagon. In a victims list, that includes Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway. You know when you're looking at Dustin Poirier that he is one of the best fighters in the UFC lightweight division and has the frame to compete up, and he's shown that before he was a featherweight, so a guy that may compete over 3 weight classes over his UFC's career. And we remind you, when he faced Max Holloway in UFC 236 for the interim lightweight title, Holloway came in with a 13-fight winning streak that Poirier promptly ended that fateful night in Atlanta, Georgia. So here's the undisputed UFC lightweight champion and one of the very best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, Islam Makhachev. He trained alongside this man for years. He has every skill in the book, and the X factor tonight is that Dustin.
Yeah, that's one of his brothers, is what they call him. Islam Makhachev, though, is the guy that really does strike fear in so many lightweights' minds. He's a guy that possesses wrestling ability. He's a guy that possesses striking ability. The grappling is second to none. And just his size and physicality is so difficult to deal with. He is a tremendous fighter, and he will be pushed even more forward with the presence of his good friend, Hasbulla.
You do wonder, though, if the opposing corner is a little bit intimidated given Hasbulla's presence. Tail of the tape now for this lightweight championship fight. Now for the introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Lightweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Dustin the Diamond Poirier. And now he's the champion, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the reigning, defending UFC lightweight champion of the world, Islam Makhachev.
Herb Dean, our third man in the octagon for this one.
Good.
All right, round getting underway, and we take a look at the Combat Sambo world champion and UFC lightweight contender, Islam Makhachev. What will he do in this fight? Well, oftentimes he does whatever he wants to do. Certainly he can impose his will on the ground, where his game is just so nuanced when it comes to the throws and the trips and the manipulation of joints and everything else. But on the feet, in a kickboxing setting, this man has proven elite as well. A true 5-tool player who many believe by year's end could just be the king of the lightweight division.
He's got to be careful here.
Thought about a choke, instead flattens him out, and now he's got a lot of options offensively, champ.
Yeah, he's got all the options available to him. Now he just has to get all that hip pressure into his opponent's back and just start raining.
Makhachev's going for a choke. Oh, he's got it locked in.
He's got that arm triangle deep. He's getting very close to this submission. Oh, this is tight. Momentum going back towards his opponent and back in the opposite direction to get his hips back and his chest down towards the mat.
And you just spilled your popcorn all over the broadcast tape.
Did, John. You know I love popcorn. Nice shot there by the champ.
Nice movement to avoid some of those strikes from the top. Makhachev's back in full mount.
Now he's got good body position,
And very effective with the ground and pound. Makhachev's trying to get the triangle here. Let's see if he can close the show. Ooh, it's tight. Oh, he bails on the submission now. Makhachev's got the full mount. Oh, nice movement to avoid that strike coming down. Under a minute now to go. Moving his head here on the ground, champ.
I mean, this guy is very active off of his back, and it helps him to evade those strikes.
Oh, that's how you do it. Postures up and lands to the head.
This is a terrible position.
All right, here, final seconds of round one. Might get the TKO here. So strong 5 minutes down.
This guy has no skills to protecting his face.
All right, so there is the horn. That means the round is over. We nearly had a finish due to a submission, but I think you got to give credit to both the offense and the defense there.
Yeah, you got to give credit to both guys, but nothing's more beautiful than an extended grappling exchange like we just witnessed. One guy almost submitted, one guy escaped. It's one of the most exciting things you can watch in all of mixed martial arts.
Well, he misses with the left punch there.
Nice block.
All right, so perhaps he's going to have to address something defensively. There is a legitimate cut around his eye.
Yeah, he got cut on the eye for that last strike. You got to pay attention now before it gets worse.
And a nice job at least staying upright on that. Oh, effective strike there from the clinch by Poirier. Back to the single. Well, he continues to manhandle him here on the ground.
That was nice.
A lot of top pressure being applied here as he works out of side control. All right, well, both fighters pretty comfortable on the ground, DC, but you got to be setting up an arm lock now.
Oh, he's got the armbar deep. Oh, wow.
Oh, how good is that as he gets out?
That is great submission defense, keeping everything short and not allowing his opponent to get the submission victory.
All right, trying to pass here. As Glover Teixeira might say, not today.
Not today. Great job of following with the hips, keeping those legs locked and keeping them in full guard.
Poirier's back to the side control now. All right, dominant position here. He's got the full mount. A lot of different ways he can go here. Maybe try to find an arm bar or just get the ground and pound.
He can attack submission, but those submissions will present themselves once he is landing that brutal ground and pound he is known for, because then his opponent will start to get a little bit desperate to get out from under him, which will then in turn leave arms dangling, or he'll turn to his knees and get choked out.
All right, working out of side control here. His opponent trying to control posture, but you got to be careful here. Poirier's in half guard.
Oh, right into mount.
Well, not a guy you want on top of you. Ground and pound strikes piling up here. Good work by Poirier.
Nice transition.
Poirier's now dealing with a cheek cut. Oh, reverses the position now. Outstanding work on the ground by Islam Makhachev. Nice job by him there. He was being dominated and is able to reverse position. All right, so he gets back to his feet after that extended battle on the ground, and the crowd is loving it.
The crowd's going crazy because they appreciate high-level mixed martial arts, and that's exactly what you just got.
2 rounds in the books. All right, so the round is over. You see, obviously, the fighter has a cut on his cheek sustained in that round, but better to be below the eye than above it. The cut man is in there trying to close it up. All right, so the cut man attends to the fighter who has essentially been rendered a one-eyed fighter at this point in time. Some replays from the previous round.
No defensive intent, no defensive intensity. No attention to his defense, and this costing him. Now he's dealing with a massive cut over his eye, and that's going to make it hard for him to see. He's got to change something, man. He's got to.
You ready to fight? You ready?
All right, here we go with this 3rd round of this championship fight. Lead left by Makhachev. Glancing right hand lands upstairs. Stuffs the takedown there. How good is his takedown defense?
Big double leg, double change.
Oh, nice hammer fist there by Makhachev. All right, he's very comfortable fighting off his back, DC. Now looks like he's trying to hip escape.
Yeah, he's trying to hip escape, or maybe look for a Kimura here.
Makhachev grounded pound from half guard now. Let's see if he can do some damage. Really good job to land these strikes from top position. Oh, and another punch on the ground gets through. May need some defense here. Makhachev's trying for a submission here. Oh, compromising spot here. Triangle choke is locked in. There's the top! Makhachev coming up huge tonight.
Jeez Louise!
Well, everybody in this arena still digesting this result. What a win for him tonight, and he gets it done by submission, no less.
He said he was going to get it done by submission. To watch an athlete call his shot is always fun. He should be very proud.
All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
He does a great job of staying patient. He doesn't rush or panic. You are never safe when you're fighting this guy. You're in a lot of trouble. You're in a lot of trouble the entire time when you're this good in the submissions.
All right, Bruce Buffer is in there with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 21 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by tap out, and still the undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, Makhachev.
Well, many argue it's the UFC's toughest weight class. It's one of the more difficult belts to defend, but he certainly did just that here tonight. Congratulations to the undisputed UFC lightweight champion, your winner by submission. And now all that's left to do is to celebrate with the corner. Big